Rod Wapel. I'm the father of the bride. And as father of the bride, I have the honor and privilege of being the keynote speaker this evening. Those of you who know me are aware that I'm a man of few words, and those words are often poorly chosen and with little consequence.
No way, no!
So please don't hesitate to use the facilities or do anything else you want to do, secure in the knowledge you have not offended me or missed anything of import. First of all, I'd like to thank all our family, friends, and guests for being here to celebrate Andy and Shannon's special day. I'm extremely grateful to those who have shouldered the expense to travel from far away to be here. Laura and I are especially grateful to Dave and Nancy Stoker, the groom's parents, for their gracious generosity in bringing this celebration to fruition. Thank you. Next, I'd be remiss on this Veterans Day if I did not offer my personal gratitude for those here who have served in the armed forces. The groom, Andy, his brother, Ian, Andy's friend, Jeremy, newly discharged from the Navy, Laura's cousin, Ronnie, my sister's husband, Ernie, a Vietnam vet, and the bride's friend, Teresa, is actively serving as an Air Force captain. And anyone else here I failed to mention by name, thank you for your service. I also want to acknowledge one World War II vet here who joined the Army and whose unit trained to fight Rommel in the African desert, only to be deployed in Alaska with all the desert gear to fight the Japanese in the only land battle fought on U.S. soil in that war. His unit withstood banzai charges and drove the enemy from the Aleutians. He then fought in the island hopping campaign on places like Kwajalein, Leyte, and Okinawa, and was part of the U.S. invasion force poised to land on Japan when Truman dropped the A-bomb, an action that probably saved his life and allowed me to marry the love of my life, Shannon's mother, Laura. He is the real survivor, South Pacific, the bride's grandfather, Walter M. Cole, and he'll celebrate his 90th birthday in January, and we're happy he's here with us tonight. I also want to mention those who are here in spirit only: Andy's grandparents, Walter's wife Rose, my mother Virginia, my father Francis, a World War II Navy vet, and my dear Aunt Rex Wapel. We remember them fondly and know they are here with us to bless this union, and they are celebrating with us. Now I get to the part where I tell you about my daughter Shannon. I could talk of her many accomplishments. Selected by Northern Illinois University, be awarded a full 4-year scholarship, named NIU's Woman of the Year her senior year, and most recently earning her law degree from NIU and passing the Illinois bar. All this and having the sweet disposition every parent dreams of. Laura and I could not be more proud. I could go on, but this is my speech, and I want to share a story that more typifies the essence of Shannon. Before I start, I have to verify one thing. You are married. Okay. To do this, I have to go back almost 2 years before she was born, when we brought her older brother Frank home from the same Michigan hospital she was born in. All husbands know how to play dumb with newborn babies. We make statements like, "I'm not sure if I can burp him, I don't want to hurt his back." Or, "What if I overheat the formula and burn his tongue?" And the classic, "You mean I should have wiped him before I put the new diaper on?" All are standard methods of introducing uncertainty into a new mother's mind and sure to reduce a father's time in hands-on parenting. But 2 years later, I found out that the pendulum swings and mothers have a long memory, so they get even when the second child comes, because you only get one bite of the apple when it comes to playing dumb. When my wife returned from the hospital with Shannon, she said she was still weak from her labor and didn't have the strength to hold the newborn in the sink and give her a daily bath. Thus, my relationship with my daughter was forged by my wife's remembering my lack of involvement with my son's height. Now, most babies, or humans that matter, enjoy a warm bath. The Romans built them to keep the masses content, and we in this room have enjoyed a long soak-on occasion. Shannon was so small she could fit nicely into the bathroom sink. I filled the sink, being sure the temperature was somewhere between tepid and warm, and I gently lowered this tiny baby into the water. What I failed to understand was that Shannon was different. Psychologists say we all want to climb back into the womb, but Shannon was positively livid when reminded of her eviction from living the good life inside her mother's comfy quarters and being rudely forced into this cruel world. When her behind touched the tepid water in the sink, she would emit a scream so loud and piercing that it transcended the human sense of hearing and went directly to the central nervous system. She hit a note and decibel volume on a level so high, it was as if someone had dipped a 2-foot-long corkscrew into liquid nitrogen, froze it, and then rammed it up the base of your spine. Neighbors would look out their windows for fire trucks, funnel clouds, or incoming Russian ICBMs. Mother werewolves would bring their pups to the sidewalk to show them the right pitch and volume to use when howling at the full moon. It was so bad, Michigan Child Services, or DCFS was called in. When the caseworker heard Shannon screaming from her car, she refused to leave it and just threw pamphlets about state-approved adoption services on the front lawn, and she never came back. Shannon never got tired, never got hoarse. She delivered her nightly aria without fail for the better part of 6 weeks. So Andy, welcome to the family. She's all yours. But in all seriousness, as I look at my daughter, the bride, I can't help but reflect on all the years I was lucky enough to watch her grow and become the beautiful woman she is today. She captured my heart on the day she was born, and I became more and more in awe of her as the years passed by. She's my little girl, my princess, and my ray of sunlight, and no matter what her age, she'll always be those things to me. But today, as I watch her marry a wonderful man, I'm filled with pride, and I'm confident that she and Andy are about to embark on a wonderful journey filled with love and happiness that can only come as husband and wife. May the two of you always treat each other with love, compassion, and kindness. Please raise your glass, everyone. I ask you to join me and Laura in congratulating the bride and groom and wishing them all the best for a long and happy life together.
Dale?